just gonna, I think that's around the volume where we wanna have it. Alright, this is just like a big fundamental concept of melee. If people run in to overshoot against you, you want to attack early. I talked about this in one of my YouTube videos, like I think it was fire neutral game advice, like how you beat fire with fire, like you fight fire with fire. So basically, if someone attacks you overshooting because they think you're gonna run away, they're gonna delay their attack, right? So that's when you attack early to beat their attack. So when you see foxes go for like running shines, for example, going for a dash attack is super good. And especially with ICs, where dash attacks either leads to a tech chase or when it leads to straight up a grab, that will be really useful. So if you do notice that the fox loves to do running shines a lot, throwing out dash attacks really useful. Oh, Phantom. A lot of this matchup, especially at this time in age, a lot of good foxes, they like to do movement around platforms. So it's going to be very important to call that out. And this type of movement is also really common, where here you can full jump and then waveland down, but the timing, and I agree with this myself, if you short hop from the side platform, or if you jump from the side platform and then you double jump again before you waveland down, for a lot of people that's easier. And that's good that it's easier, because that means execution and consistency. Like consistency should be higher, right? But you're wasting more time by doing 2 jumps. So that's something, like as a character like Ices, where you need to really be aware of how people move around the platforms. That this jump a lot of times can mean that jump as well. Of course, always counterplay to everything. Fox could go down here with Shine, especially since Nana is already committed. I feel like that was a very weird punish. I guess that might have been a misclick. Oh. Yeah, he didn't get his aerial out in time. Always turn off pause, guys. Oh, that was the right idea, but that's also really important as well. Every good Ices, one thing they're really strong at is once you hit Nana, they get counter-attacked right away. I know when I played against like Chu, Wobbles, and so on, they basically bait you into hitting Nana, so they get a punish afterwards, like here. You have the right idea, but your timing is off. Oh, that was the dash attack we talked about. Yeah. Because that easily could have been a running shine. It's hard to tell because we don't see like any move come out. But this kind of dash attack, really good. This is harder to do with Ices than like a lot of other characters due to like not being like super fast from a dash, for example, and wave dash means you can't act for quite a while. But tech chasing on reaction is so important, and it's something I've noticed that ICs have started doing more and more, especially when they play Sopo. But even when you play both, really, really good to learn how to do that as well, as often as you can. Because as we know, one grab with ICs is so devastating. Okay, that was a misclick, but I feel like this is so common from people when they want to edge guard Nana, that they always just go up like this because they want to like make you shield to waste time, or best case scenario they hit you. So either you just bait it out or jump over it are both really good options. Sometimes it can probably just be worth letting Nana like basically let her die to get the punish. It depends. Sometimes, of course, you really, really should save her. But the get up attack, I really don't see it get punished nearly as often as it should. Because it's like across all levels, people use it pretty much. Alright, so this is also a thing that I think this came from like, or maybe not came from, but I know Mango used to really like doing drills with Fox. Fox's drill is not actually always really safe on block, especially if you have already used drill, then you can actually always shield grab him. You can see HBox spamming shield grabs so much, especially against drill, because it's not safe really. I think if it's entirely unstaled, you have to be frame perfect to be safe, and if it's staled even like the tiniest of bits, then even if you're frame perfect, you lose to frame perfect grab, which is not very hard to do, to be honest. So as ICs, if you see the Fox going for drill, actually going for scrubby shield grabs is actually really good. So that's something to remember. I know I've told some Ice Climber players this, and I'm like, why do you never like shield grab drills? And they're like, well, shield grabs are bad. And normally that is fairly accurate, but against drills specifically, if I see drills and I know they have staled, I go for the grab. It's really good. You can see me use that against Foxes, and Peach and Ices, or Fox for that matter, have they have the same frame data for grab. That's very unfortunate you didn't get Nana. This is something actually as well I don't really see people do enough. I feel like you should always expect to get the Smash DI and be ready to act out of it. Which also means that as Fox, if you if you make an upper, you should always expect the Smash DI to happen and then try to act accordingly afterwards. Just falling down, okay, you start up the fair. I didn't see that at first. That's a really slow move though. It's just, the faster the move, the better in this type of scenario. Oh, that's unfortunate. Here, you back off. You start backing off way too much. I guess you still might be able to make it to the ledge there. But to me, as soon as I saw you move this far, the first thing I was thinking is that ledge is free here. I would like you to stay a bit closer to the edge, because that indicates more that you are a threat both to the ledge and on stage. When you go this much away, normally it indicates that you won't cover the ledge. Your opponent still goes high, but I think that's way more a bad play from him rather than that it was a good play from you here. So keep in mind, preferably be slightly closer to the edge. It's much tougher for the person being off stage if you do that. Yeah, this time you're slightly closer. I would still like to see you even a little bit more closer. Because like, at this time in age when like everyone is getting better and better at ledge dashes, going to the ledge is better than ever in a sense. Because back in the day when you were at the ledge, it was like really bad. Or maybe not really bad, but how do you say? People can make more from the corner these days than they could in the past. So people tend to go more to the ledge now than, you know, 5 years ago, for example. All right, double F smash, let's go. Okay, that's a second time. That's a second time. So you might not even have been a misclick the first time. I'm not really sure what you're going for here. Okay. Yeah, now I feel like that's way too much of a gimmick to just go for down throw and then want a jab reset right away. I feel like you need to earn it more. Like this type of play will pretty much only work against really low level players. And even if you do get away against low level players, it's a bad habit to get into. Because against better players, you won't get that at all. Either they're taking place, and if you jab, they will most likely hold down for shine, so you won't get the grab. Because jab grab actually doesn't work if your opponent holds down, which is something that can be important to remember against ICs. But as ICs, it's still also important to remember that that's how it works. Like a lot of ICs, they see people get jab grab, but they might not know that if you crouch the jab, your grab is actually not true. So that's important to keep in mind as an ICs as well. In this scenario right here, also really important to remember, if you look at it from this point of view, I think everyone would agree that it's obvious that at this point, ICs can't do anything guaranteed any longer. The reaction wasn't fast enough. ICs is not fast enough. Fox will be able to do something before ICs can get over here. So that normally means that just straight up attacking is a bad idea. What people tend to do is either spot dodge, shield, roll, or jump. Spot dodge tends to be more if they're like maybe right next to you because they're afraid of the grab, and spot dodge beats grab. But honestly, I feel like dash attack in this scenario, which is what happens, it would only really beat like a straight up approach. And most people, when they are in the corner, they are more afraid, and jumps really, really common in that scenario. I love covering jumps by the edge, for example, because it's very, very common. But basically, my point is that if your opponent have enough time to act, throwing out a move like dash attack in this scenario is not going to be a good idea. It's not about covering where they are, it's about covering where they will be. Where they will be is either a jump, so high up in the air / platform, roll in, then you stay more center stage, cover the roll. Like HBox waiting for the roll in rest, for example. In this case, wait by the roll with grab. So yeah, keep that in mind, because I feel like that's a concept a lot of people don't pay attention to enough. Like, punish where your opponent will be, not where they are. You punish where they are if you have them in a tech chase scenario. They are locked into a place and they can't do anything for like a fairly long amount of time. Yeah, this is something we talked about in a set review I had recently as well. So in this type of scenario, you hit Fox, really common. People don't want to use their up B or side B unless they have to. If that's the case, what the Fox should be doing, if he really wants to do that, is just to grab the ledge from below. But what a lot of people do is that they jump above the ledge and then fall down and grab it. So it can be really good to use cover this area by the ledge sometimes, because people jump, fall down, grab the ledge. But people do not go for covering that option nearly enough. And as I said in that set review as well, for me, for example, when I see this scenario and I think they're gonna jump like that, with Fox, for example, I like to run up dash attack to cover the ledge, and then they will fall down below the edge and I shine. Obviously, ICs can't do that, but you will get Fox below the stage, so he's forced to up B. Ooh, okay, that was really good. That was the best play for sure this game so far. I like that. That's the thing with ICs, like every ICs have like their own little tricks they like to make. I think that was a good setup for sure. Ooh. Alright, so between stocks, I don't mind the fact that you're shielding. I think that's fine. But at the very least, I think you should like try to move around a little bit longer to make your opponent waste invincibility. Because if you're shielding right here and you just be like, alright, I will shield. Like sure, the Fox either needs to read if you're staying in shield or rolling, for example. But by literally standing here, you give him more time to get an opening. So I'd rather see you like try to dash dance, getting a wave dash, and then resort to shield, rather than resort to shield from the first second. Okay, it seems like you jump up fair from the ledge a lot. You did land it that time, but yeah, it shows to me that you should work on your ledge game. Yeah, okay, that was bad. Yeah. This is like in teams, for example. Your teammate is about to get edge guarded, and your teammate is Nana. Nana is getting grabbed here. You should already start being on your way over to help, but you move away. And you moving away gives Fox a lot of more time, and now you're coming. Now you're coming over, and you try to make it there, but you barely won't because Fox gets the shine. So if Nana is about to be edge guarded, I'm not saying you should run in straight away every time, like attack the first frame possible, but I'm saying you need to be much closer so at least you can threat Fox and hit him potentially before he hits Nana. Like as we talked about earlier, sometimes letting Fox hit Nana and then punish is fine. But at the very least, you need to be close enough to get that punish. Okay, yeah, that was the scenario we talked about earlier again. It's so important to recognize when you get someone in a tech scenario. He gets a tech, you're really far away. Here you can see that Fox is going to be able to act. He's going to be able to act before you make it there, and he barely dodges. It's really close, but the thing is, it might look like you're closer to hitting him than you are. It looks close in this like image, but if you go back quite a while, you can already like here see that you're not going to be able to make it there in time. So that's you misjudging the time it takes for you to get there compared to how long it will take for him to be able to jump. And he will have enough time to jump. He jumps over and he gets the backer. And now you are off stage instead. The thing is, you can wave dash in, pretend like you're gonna dash attack, for example, and then do like a short up air or an up tilt, which are both pretty good moves to beat people coming from above. So, point is recognizing when you have enough time to attack. And if you don't, then it's about punishing what they will do, where they will be, as we talked about. Ooh. Yeah, no, I think that solid. Like when people do attack or overshooting, it loses to straight up attacks or even like more to like dashing towards them in attack. If people do overshoot, they want people to be afraid. So throwing out early moves, that was a perfect example of showing the flaw of overshooting. But every type of attack, overshooting, undershooting, and attacking plays, they all have their own flaws. It takes a lot of time, but if you are in shield, people might be like, oh, he can't dash attack any longer. Jumping out of shield with fair, I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday, like Icy's fair against running shines. I think out of shield it can actually be a good idea, because then they might be like, yeah, dash attack won't work, I will run in. And a short up fair could have worked there. It's slow, so you have to predict ahead of time by quite a lot, but still. No, there's that. Yeah, you really need to get rid of this. You go for the jab reset every time. It's basically like, I pray that my opponent messes up something that is easy. You can't rely on that. Yeah. Because I was about to say, you did get the dash attack, but you can also see that he's starting to dash away, which means this wasn't true by any means. So stop doing that jab. It's not worth it. Go for like a reaction tech chase or something instead, or at least guess on their tech or tech in place. But do not rely on a mistech. It's not worth it. I think that's 3 or 4 times already. Actually, okay, people might not like me saying this, but I do think it's true. I think wobbling up to like almost 300 put people on tilt more often. So, from a mental game perspective, it can be worth to do. I 100% respect if people do it. I know wobbling is very controversial in our community, but if an ICs do it, for that reason, I would understand why, because it's up to your opponent not to get tilted. Yeah, that was too late. That was too late. Like here you already need to, like, if you want to punish him coming down, you have to do it early. Or if you want to wait for him to land, then you have to wait that out. But here you're kind of like picking in between. You're like, I'm not gonna take him from the air until now, and now it's way too late. Now you can't get your stuff out. So if you're punishing people from above, you have to do it early, or you punish them when they come down and then you wait a lot. You can't pick like in between. That will get you hit by the backer for sure. Like, so much in melee is about timing. Okay, I'm not sure where you went, what you went for there, but especially Fox hit you, and it's like hits you on your back part. It's no reason to really act out of shield with like any attacks, because no of your attacks are fast out of shield, and you don't have grab either since you're turned away from him. So it's just a bad idea straight up, period. I would say it's more about you predicting when he goes for a grab or if he chases the roll. If you think he's gonna grab, then you roll. If you think he's chasing the roll, then either you're waiting shield or you like if he runs, let's say he runs to the right, he thinks you're gonna roll right, then you could wave dash right and then try to attack with like a smash attack or a grab or whatever. So basically when you're pressured, you wanna try to predict what will Fox do. And in this scenario, as we said, either grab, and if he does, you roll. And if you think he is chasing the roll, then you wait in shield, or sometimes even wave dash in his direction and try to punish him for it. It doesn't always work, but it can be good as a mix-up. You also could wave dash in the other direction from where you think he will run, just to be like more safe or back to neutral. And that was the fair from the ledge again. That you have been getting away with it, but I'm just telling you that that won't really work against better player nearly as often. No. Okay, you could use some practice on saving Nana, because this sequence takes a lot of time actually, but he still gets away with killing Nana. Yeah, that's a fair again. Yeah, edge guarding or recovery with Ices, I can't really say much there. Ices should be dead practically every time. Yeah, that's another scenario of recognizing when you need to save Nana. Like, as soon as he lands this shine, you should know that you are going to be the one to grab the ledge, which we see here, which means that Nana won't be able to grab the ledge. So it's a free shine for him. But you won't get hit because you get invisibility from the ledge. So here it should already be like, I need to save Nana. Especially because you have like a full stock. So losing Nana here is simply not worth it. Even less so because Fox is also at like, you're behind a stock, percentage is low, and you don't get a stock trade. Like Fox is stock for Nana stock. But you still jump up from the ledge. Good CC down smash. Oh. It's pretty close, pretty close. Alright, see? Now you went for something that wasn't a jab. And he... Oh, wait. I think I pressed... Yeah, I pressed the wrong one. And immediately you got some success. Now you didn't go for your jab stuff, and you got a second grab. Let's see if... Okay. You still... Especially now when you have Nana there, you should go for some kind of setup. Either if you're, like, close by the ledge... I think this is close enough to do the handoffs. Don't quote me. Like, it might not be... I never play Ices, but if you're close enough to the edge to do handoffs, that can sometimes be an option. This is really low damage though, so you probably won't have time though, to be honest. You could go for the down throw down air. I know it's gimmicky, but it works surprisingly often against even like good players. I don't know too many of Icy's punishes, to be honest. So that could actually be good to ask someone else for like additional information. But yeah, punishes on grabs could be really important to work on, because even that didn't get much. And there we have the dash attack. We already went over two times. You wave dash away. Already here, you can see that you won't have enough time to punish Fox, but you still go for the dash attack, and the Fox escapes and gets the shine, and then the kill on Nana. And then you also do the same mistake again by trying to down smash on the ledge, and that doesn't land either. So that's some common themes so far for sure. Pretty risky ice block here, I would say. So you start with some ice blocks. The Blizzard, Fox is coming at you. It's still pretty far away, so even if the ice block landed, it would still probably been fairly hard to convert. But by doing the ice block, you leave yourself entirely open to air, like you know, full hop approaches, which he takes good advantage of. Oh. And yeah, I was about to say, I swear it's gonna happen right now again. And yeah, wait, here it is. This time he backs off, but it's still like, this ice block, like, be aware of the risk that he can come from above. And, okay, now he went for it again. And yeah, that should be it. Yeah, you really need to start acting faster to save Nana. It's costing you so much. And now, yeah, the thing we talked about earlier in game 1, I think. For Fox, this is a free ledge. This is a free ledge. Yeah, you have a hard time with people coming from above. Like, I know it's like one of Fox's like core things or like main things against Ices, but you do too many like grounded things, like the Blizzard and Ice Block, and too little up tilts and up airs. Or he's trying to like punish Fox after he lands, because especially on this stage with no platforms, he needs to land on the ground at some point. He doesn't have any like side platforms or top platforms to retreat to. So either like up tilts or up airs catching him coming down, or like while he's still in the air, or punish him after he lands. Yeah, again. Not quite the same concept, or as exactly the same situation, but the same concept still applies here. So, Fox is about to land here. You won't have enough time, but you think you will, and you commit. It's hard to get the timing down entirely, but it's clearly something you need to work on. Like, when do I have enough time? When do I not? And now he falls down again, gets the shine. And yeah, he converted it into a kill. Yeah, no, I like that. Last match, all we saw was basically ground, ground, ground things, Blizzard, Ice Block, and now you start with jumping Blizzard, covering higher up. You get the Blizzard and get a wobble. So we're off to a better start for sure. Yeah, that's way too late. I feel like you need to make up your mind beforehand. Like, as soon as you land this dash attack, you kind of need to make up your mind. Will I go for a read or will I try to go for like a reaction? And then practice like, when can I react and when do I have to read? Because I feel like many times you just get stuck doing nothing. That normally happens when people haven't practiced situations enough times. So he kind of escapes for free here. Like, if you told yourself in advance, I will grab second place, even if it might not be like the best thing objectively to do, you at the very least you still would have like, I will cover this. But now you kind of just like brain farted or something, and then he gets away. Okay, the dash tag didn't work, but at least the timing was a bit better. It was really close to working out. Yeah, I feel like you need to get better at protecting yourself from above as well. Like, you do up tilt sometimes when they're like coming from the side. You got like a game-winning wobble in one of the matches, and here he tried to do up tilt as well. But then that grab, I'm not quite sure of, since he had already left for quite a while before. Drill on block. And whoops, Nana gets a grab. So, as I said, against Drill, chill grabs is actually pretty good. Oh, this time you decided in advance, I will cover second place with down smash. If you did that earlier, but with grab or dash attack or something, that could have been a stock earlier, for sure. But you did now, so that's good at least. Yeah, that was way too early. That was way too early on the up air. Yeah, now we got stuck with a down throw that leads to nothing. Yeah. Like, if you do get a grab and you're forced to throw, work on these setups. Work on these setups for sure. Here, when he goes for a shine, it's very, very likely they will jump. And I feel like if they do drift backwards here, a good thing to do can be retreating backer. Might not land every time, but I do think it's something to look into. So if he goes for a shine, then they jump away. If he drifts back, then backer is good. Obviously, if he drifted forward, then the backer probably would not have been hitting, but it's kind of like a 50-50 at that point. Does it drift left or right? Since most people normally don't go straight up. Like, it basically never happens. They always drift in one direction. Yeah, that was the fair from the ledge again. Fair from the ledge again. Yeah, no, I like this Blizzard approach. It's catching him more and more times. But I think it's mainly because he's expecting like the grounded stuff. So when you do different things, that's the thing. Like most people, they have like one game plan, one strategy, and when people mix things up, that's when they start losing. It didn't lead to anything that time, but it still showed promise. And this was another time not getting anything from the down throw and being too slow. Like if you, since, actually let me look at this again. And that was the grab on the drill, by the way. Let me look at this. So you get the down throw. Standing still, standing still. Okay, so you're already here, you're starting to act. So you're obviously guessing, which you probably have to do with that, or not quite sure. But you do act very early with the wave dash at the very least. Yeah, okay. You could have acted slightly earlier for sure. Here you can start getting your wave dash out and probably get the grab. So that's also a very important thing in Melee. Like how soon can I act after a move and get like really tight timing. So you get your wave dash out right after, for example. If you did, you probably would have gotten that grab. Yeah. I feel like the up tilts when he's coming in from the side is a little bit gimmicky though. Probably shouldn't do too many of those. More when he's actually gonna come from above. That was the shield grab. I hope though that you know the thing about the drill and shield, because against nairs and backers and stuff, you shouldn't really do it unless they have bad pressure. But that's not something you really can rely on good foxes having. No, not the jabs. Yeah, actually that was a bad nair though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was a really rising nair. So that one you probably could have grabbed. No. As soon as you land this hit, you should already start turning around. Because if you turn around, then that means that you can take the ledge. So, basically by not turning around here, you're telling him that I have nothing I can do to cover the ledge. This means you can't do anything to stop him from going to the ledge. And he did the right call. If you turned around right away, you could have been threading the ledge with a wave dash down and grabbed it. But you didn't. Okay, I feel like I see a lot of shield grabs. So I don't really feel like you... I feel like you rely on them messing up too much. So that's a habit to get out of. Against the drill, as we said, it's fine. But against nairs and stuff, sometimes you can react to them doing like super high rising nairs, but I don't get the impression if that's what you were doing. Yeah, no. You really like to do down smash when they're hanging at the ledge, but this is like the 4th or 5th one that misses, and then The Fox player does what I talked about earlier, where they do get up attack from ledge. So you can bait it out. You can jump over. You can like bait it out by wave dashing down outside of the range. You probably could jump over and then go for saving Nana. It's like plenty of options. There you were a little bit lucky, I would say, to still get the save because of the reverse hit on get up attack. That should be it for Nana. Okay, not quite. Fair from the ledge. Yeah, it's a lot of shield grabs all the time. You really... Okay, that one was obvious that it was good because dash attack is like so much cooldown. But it's a habit a lot of players do have, that just shield grab every time someone attacks. The reward is very high, so it's tempting, but for your own sake, I would say try to get rid of it. Yeah, there, that was again. You won't have enough time. Okay, that... You still get the grab, but that's him messing up. Here you should have gotten punished again. Yeah, you never fret the ledge. Even if you're turned with your back against, you never cover ledge. Sometimes you just wave dash down to ledge at the last second. Because if they go to the ledge, they die. He would die he would have died at 26 here if he wave dash down to a ledge. Like here. But now, he got back. Sometimes you just have to guess that they will. I know Isis is the best character to like jump off stage to edge guard, but at the very least, grabbing the ledge is something Isis is very capable of. Also, like something actually that I got reminded of right now is that if you do have time, you can actually make a setup so Nana grabs the ledge. So she covers the up B to the ledge, and then you, as the Popo, cover everything on stage. I know Johnny Fight, a local ICs here in Gothenburg, he used to do that, just so people never can go to the ledge. It's actually a really good setup. It's basically like a team setup. You know in teams how one teammate grabs the ledge and roll, and the other person covers like everything on stage? He basically does that with ICs. So if you have enough time to set up for Nana grabbing the ledge, and then of course you should time it so she actually will cover up B to the ledge, for example, and then you can cover everything on stage. High edge guard ratios is really important, and that was shield grab again. I'm pretty sure at least. Yeah, that was attempt to shield grab. Yeah, always backing off here, and you're like, whoops, I will go in, and the Fox can go for the ledge again. Ooh. No! Eating a lot of damage. I feel like also you get like stuck in shield too much. Like it's either you get stuck in shield for like 2-3 seconds or you shield grab. So that's also something to look into. Like act sooner with something that isn't shield grab. Normally rolls, I would say. That's unfortunate. But yeah, I do feel like we went over quite a few important aspects as well. Mainly timing related things, but that's a huge part of Melee. So once you get these down, I think that will be greatly impacting your results for sure. But yeah, if you have any questions or anyone else have any questions, feel free to ask as always. Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? Cadmero? Yeah, thank you, dude. Well, technically, you could say that for some people, I do charge 35 or 40 if they are not subs. But the thing is, like, it's always like you don't want to put it too high because then no one is gonna do it, and you don't want to put it like too cheap. Yeah, Alex, this will go up on the YouTube in the future. And you, Dare to Bear, thank you for the sub, buddy. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Let me see what's happened in the meantime while I was gone. So, Govolo subscribed with Twitch Prime, thank you, dude. And Ness hosted us for 45 viewers. Yeah, Capmero, that's, yeah, probably true. Or for some, like, they might not want Twitch or Amazon to get any, you know, of the money. But yeah, we'll see. For now, I will keep having 30 charge for best of fives. But in the future, I might make more if it's like a bunch of sets. Because I don't want to do like too many sets a week. But I don't want to make too few either. So I'll kind of like see this week and next week, or I guess next week because it's Sunday, or technically it's Monday now in Sweden. So I'll see next week as well, see how it's looking. But if we get a shit ton of sets, then I might increase the price. But for now, I still want to keep it the same. Best of 3, I charge 20 for subs and 30 for non-subs. I think I did like at least an hour for both because we have been streaming for 3 hours almost, and I've done 2 sets, and I don't feel like we have done 1 hour of non-set reviews on stream today. It's probably been like 2 hours, 15 minutes of set review, and then like 40 minutes of like talking to chat and setting things up.